Hey everybody, welcome to this combination of a video and written blog for LARP. Richard Feynman, the famed American physicist and lecturer, once said, "If you can't explain something in simple terms, then you don't understand it yourself." Keeping this quote in mind, I would like to do a 3-minute video explaining the why and what behind restorative practices. Let's begin. First, our brains have two spheres, often referred to as the left and right hemispheres. While both hemispheres work together, the left hemisphere is generally associated with logic, language, and analytical thinking, while the right hemisphere is linked to creativity, feeling, intuition, and spatial awareness. However, the idea of being strictly left brain or right brain is not completely accurate, since most complex functions involve both hemispheres working together. Second, restorative practices have their origins in indigenous cultures and religious traditions. The modern version of restorative practice arose during the 1970s in Ontario, Canada. Restorative justice has been gradually introduced in the U.S. criminal justice system and has led to adaptation for its use in schools as well. The broader term, restorative practices, is not only a way to react to harm, but an attempt to prevent it. Thus, roughly 80% of restorative work in the community is proactive or community building, while 20% may be reactive or focusing on repairing harm. Third, while restorative practices have been shown to work, a lack of science behind such practices often dissuaded many schools and organizations from fully adopting them. This is where the right brain restorative practice movement, championed by Carlos Alvarez, began. Right brain restorative practices combine aspects of psychology and neuroscience, which stress emotional processing, self-regulation, relational connectivity, trauma resolution, and right brain functions. Right brain restorative practices provided the why behind restorative methods in order to create pathways for healing, understanding, and transformation that go beyond the purely logical. Finally, when schools and organizations make a shift towards right brain restorative practices, they create communities that allow individuals within those environments to form positive relationships, take risks, share vulnerabilities, and address interpersonal conflicts. The overarching goal of right brain restorative practices is to restore harmony and balance by addressing the emotional, relational, and creative dimensions of the human experience. By focusing on these holistic aspects, right brain restorative practices go beyond resolving conflicts to fostering personal and collective transformation. Let's review. First, our brains have two distinct yet complementary hemispheres. Second, the modern wave of restorative practices began in 1970. Third, right brain restorative practices address the emotional and relational components needed to help schools and organizations thrive. Finally, right brain restorative practices go beyond resolving conflicts to fostering personal and collective transformation.